Hey, I did notice in that video, I wanted to ask you about your belt. Is that a Wazoo survival belt?
It
The
is.
one I got one of those too. And I bought one for Chin as well back when they were. I think it was on Kickstarter. They're pretty
Yep.
cool belts. They've got the secret stash stuff. I was joking with Chin that in my younger days I would have used that belt for different reasons than prepper reasons, because you could basically open it up and you can hide, maybe not even hide stuff. You put fish hooks in there. You can kind of an EDC type stuff. Or put
Yeah.
some extra cash in there, all that stuff. So it's just a pretty neat belt. I saw that and I was like, hey, that looks like the belt I got.
Yeah.
Is that the Wazoo hat that has the pockets on it?
It was, yes.
I have one of
zoomed
those too.
out.
Yeah. Have you carried anything much in though? I got one of their hats to do a gear review on. And so I wanted to see like how does this work well or not? And so I put like heavy stuff in the lid or in the bill and it fell out. So it's
Yeah, unfortunately, yeah, that's kind of a flaw. Yeah, I've actually did an official review of that hat, and I said that almost exact same thing. You put anything in that little inner part that's just like it just looks like they're open little pockets.
yep.
And I said, if you really want to make this secure, you should get that double-sided Velcro tape and put it there, and then you can have that. But they came out with new versions, and they sent me a couple. And they didn't do Velcro, but they did an overlap of fabric, so that if anything comes out, it kind of hits the other side. It doesn't just fly out. So it's a little improvement. It's good. It's still.
It's a pretty cool hat.
Yeah,
it's gimmicky, but I bought one.
Yeah.
It's just kind of cool. I mean, you can put some stuff, just use your imagination, and I don't know that it would be any life-saving type stuff or whatever. You put too much big stuff in there and it's not going to fit on your head and it's going to fall off, or you lose your hat and all your stuff's gone.
Yeah.
Put $100 bill in there.
Imagine that, a company that makes a gimmicky thing to sell to preppers.
I know. Yeah. Have you
I
done
like a lot of Wazoo does have some good stuff,
Yeah, they do.
Yeah,
but,
as far as gimmicky, they're not as bad as some. I will say that they're not gimmicky. They've actually got some pretty cool stuff.
yeah.
What was I? Oh, have you done? I'm sure you have done videos in the past about gimmicky prepping supplies.
I think so. Like many years ago, I think I did, and
There's
yeah,
like no end.
I've definitely I've bought my fair share of gimmicky stuff. So
Yeah, Survival Life used to be. I mean, they still are one of the worst, but they used to have that Everstike match. I remember that one where just
God, I hate that thing.
it's just a piece of junk, but people
It
just
works
wanted
so
them.
good. I love that thing.
Did you?
No!
Did it? Oh man.
Oh yeah, I got one over here, man. It's my like literally every once in a while I just open it up and light the fire. Like, look at that. I can like have 1,000 matches in my pocket.
I got it and it worked. It worked a couple times, and then after that, if you let it sit for a week, it's over. It's just it's ridiculous.
You know what it is? It's like literally a poor man's version of a Zippo.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just buy a Bic. Get a Zippo. You don't need that thing. They're about the same. I mean, the Zippo's a little bit bigger, but they're about the same. Yeah. It's stuff like that. I've got a few gimmicky things behind me too. There's a ferro rod where you can strike it, and it's like assisted, but it's made out of plastic. So let me see if I can find it. I'm not
Never
gonna.
seen it. Now I'm all curious. I want to see this
Yeah,
gimmicky thing.
This thing right here, I got to make sure and put it in the camera. It's pretty neat, but if you had to depend on this thing, evidently it's childproof too.
Oh, is it the one that has the little
Yeah, you open it up and it's got
Yep.
the ferro rod right there, and you push this latch, and it actually strikes. You push it down, and it actually strikes the rod.
Oh,
What the fuck are you laughing at? I just wanted it to spark. I'm not gonna light myself on fire with a spark.
Is this like the second time you've pulled out fire when we're on doing a podcast thing? And I'm waiting for one of these days you're gonna set your shit on fire, and you're gonna hop up and run out of the film, and we're gonna be first we'll be stuck on whatever scene you left it on when you got up and ran out.
If that's what it takes to get a viral video, then I'm all for it.
Hey,
I'll put some C4 behind me.
Lisa says, "Do not burn down the basement, Dale." Lisa, he keeps pulling out fire stuff, so I'm kind of thinking that Dale might be a little bit of a firebug over there.
But at any rate, it's just plastic, so I could see something like this failing. It's pretty neat, but I could see something like that failing. Anyway.
It actually created an okay spark. It actually wasn't too terrible.
It didn't light my keyboard on fire or anything, but
Oh no, but it made a great video. That's going to go for miles of stuff down the road with you.
We'll see. You would just have to save all the clips of me lighting shit on fire. That'll be funny.
Or attempting to.
Yeah.
Right. One of the gimmicky things that I bought that I thought was so cool, I put my hair up a lot, and I used to put hair clips in my hair. And I don't know if you guys have ever heard or seen of the tactical hair clip, but
no.
It was basically this hair clip, and it had a little saw on the side, and it was made of some kind of metal, but it was very flimsy. And so it was a little bit of saw on the side, and then it had like a some kind of screwdriver head, something, and then it had like a measuring on the other side, and that was basically it. And I tried to use it on on some kind of nail or screw in like the wall to just tighten it, and it I didn't even get to twist it once. It went in, and I went to go twist it, and it just bent. And I was like, well, okay then. And then I tried the little saw, which a lot of people were like, oh yeah, that's what I want near my head, a sharp object to the saw. But you couldn't even feel it. It wasn't like digging into your skull the whole time. Anyway, and so I tried to use the saw, and I couldn't even cut paracord with it, so it really wasn't great. And so
how was it as a hair clip though?
It was great as a hair clip. Yeah, it was a great $15 hair clip.
Yeah, there's just so much gimmicky crap, and we all buy it. Like I said, I've got 3 or 4 things back there just because we want to try it. And see how it actually works, especially us online. We're like, why not? You know what? Sometimes we might get them for free from people if they send it to us, and then we try it out. And sometimes we just have to buy it. I've got one of the cool things, which is kind of gimmicky, is it's too far away. The little credit card knives, and I'm not gonna light this one on fire, Brian. Don't worry. But the little credit card knives, those are cool. And I think Brian actually, with Mindset for Survival, he made some too, right? Didn't you make some of your self-branded ones?
No, I made some USB cards with codes on them. But I got to ask, how many times when we spend money, like our $4, $9, $19, and we kind of know in advance, like that's probably some stupid gimmicky crap.
Yeah.
And it looks pretty cool, right? So, and then when we break it, like when you twist that and you see it turn, are you really bummed, or do you kind of just go, yep, I got another one?
Yep.
Yeah, if you go into it with the mindset of this is probably going to suck, then you're not as disappointed. But if you go in thinking, oh, this thing's going to be badass, I can't wait to get it, and then you go, I don't want to talk any crap because maybe he's listening, but I remember when we Brian and I did with the Kevin Ryder's prepper med course. There was a guy there that just had this little bag, it just filled with trinkets. I mean, just prepping gadgets and trinkets. And I was like, that's pretty cool, dude. I mean, you got a cool collection there. But unless you've got specific little things that happen, this specific little disaster, you're going to be, unless you need a 32 P38 can openers and a ferro rod and some fishing line, I don't know what to tell you.
Hey, those can openers work really well, man.
Yeah, those are cool. Yeah.
They do work well.
When I came back from my trip up to my crazy bug out trip to Michigan, I got home to Vegas, and you know, when you're bugging out and you got all your canned food with you, what do, man? I took every freaking can opener I could find in the house. Every one of them, like, Armageddon's hitting. I need can openers to open all this shit. So when I got back home, all I had was one of those P38 little can openers, man. And I used that thing it finally wore it out. I got about a month and a half out of it, but those things are amazing.
Wow, I didn't know you could wear it out. Oh my gosh, how much were you using it?
I don't think.
That's all I was eating was canned food. I was trying to eat all the crap that I had left because I didn't have any room in my trailer when I went up to Michigan, and I didn't want to have to cart it around or throw it out. So I was eating all my canned beans and stuff. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever. I mean, I've used it a couple times just to see, but I've never actually had to use one. That's some bad planning.
That's a good piece of kit right there, man. No, it really is. That thing I mean, you can carry two of them. You know, I mean, you got 6 months worth of can openers right there. If you don't even have to, if you're not using it every day, maybe a year.
Yeah.
I definitely have a couple. I don't have them anywhere that would be useful or helpful to me. Like I have them in a box somewhere and then I have them stashed. But yeah, no, they're very cool. I actually do think I have one in a bag in a one of those Maxpedition pouches and in the like get home bag or something. But yeah, I mean, I did a video about like urban prepping tools or something a while ago, and I said a can opener. And I wasn't specifically saying like you have to carry around like a full size can opener, but I said can opener and they're like, oh, you're so stupid carrying around a can opener. Just get a P38. And I was like, I don't care what you carry around. I was just saying can opener, something to open a can. Gosh.
Yeah, it's called critical thinking, you know? Yeah.
Yeah.